Morning student, I hope you are fine in this wonderful morning. So student, in last class we studied to preserve our food. So the microorganism releases toxic substance in the food and thus the food become poisonous. So in order to preserve our food, we use low temperature as well as high temperature. So we preserve our food at low temperature by refrigeration and freezing. For example, curd. Now, so students, we preserve our food at high temperature. We preserve our food at low temperature and we preserve our food at high temperature also. So we preserve our food at high temperature. The process are pasteurization, sterilization, ultra heat treatment, ohmic heating and canning. So we will understand these steps one by one. So student, what is pasteurization? A process to preserve our milk from harmful microorganisms is known as pasteurization. So we will see what are the few more steps or what we do in pasteurization. So we will see what is written on board. A process in which liquid like milk heated at, which is heated at 70 degrees Celsius. A process in which liquid like milk which is heated at 70 degrees Celsius but for only 15 minutes and cooled rapidly, which is heated at 15 minutes and cooled rapidly to kill. Why it is heated and cooled? To kill microorganisms or pathogen. And we have understood and we have studied what is microorganism and pathogen. So no need to discuss about them. And the process in which liquid like milk is heated at 70 degrees Celsius for only 15 minutes, not more than 15 minutes, and cooled rapidly to kill harmful microorganism or pathogen. So this process is known as pasteurization. And in this process, by the help of this process, we can preserve our milk from getting spoiled. So we have understood first step in which milk can be preserved and the process is known as pasteurization. So second step to preserve our milk at high temperature is sterilization. So we will see our second step in which we sterilize the surgical instrument and preserve it from microorganisms. So second step is sterilization. So what is sterilization? A process in which we preserve our surgical instrument from harmful microorganisms is known as sterilization. So we will see again what is sterilization. A process in which is used to preserve our surgical instrument free from microorganisms. In this process, surgical instrument is heated above 100 degrees Celsius to kill harmful microorganism or pathogen is known as sterilization. So what happens, student? In this process, the process of sterilization, we provide heat to our surgical instrument at 100 degrees Celsius to preserve it from harmful pathogen or microorganism. So this process by which we preserve our surgical instrument from harmful microorganism is known as sterilization. So student, now we will see the third step, that is ultra heat treatment. So student, what is ultra heat treatment? This process is also help us to preserve our milk. But what is the difference between pasteurization and ultra heat treatment? In this process, we also preserve our milk, but we apply heat only at 70 degrees Celsius for 15 minutes. But in this process, we preserve milk and provide heat up to 138 degrees Celsius to 150 degrees Celsius, and for only 1 to 2 seconds. But in this process, we provide heat at 70 degrees Celsius for 15 minutes, and in this process we provide 138 to 150 degrees Celsius for only 1 to 2 seconds to kill bacteria or microorganisms to preserve our milk. So also by ultra heat treatment we can preserve our milk. So student, now we will see our fourth step, that is ohmic heating. So student, not only by providing heat we can preserve our food, but by providing electric current or high voltage we can preserve our food. For example, you might have seen oven in your house, and by providing electric current in oven we preserve our food. So we will see what is written on board. The process of preserving food by providing electric current, or high voltage is known as ohmic heating. So student, by providing electric current and high voltage we can also preserve our food from getting spoiled. Now our fifth step is canning. So we will see what is canning. A process of applying heat and preserving dibba bulb or canned food for long time is known as canning. So student, you might have seen in your daily market dibba bun or canned food. You might have seen in your house the dibba bun or canned food. So what is the dibba bun or canned food? So dibba bun or canned food is a process by which we can preserve our food for long time. This is known as canning. So student, a process of applying heat to the various food, dibba bun or canned food. The dibba bun or canned food are also susceptible to microorganisms. So we have to preserve dibba bun food or canned food for long time. So student, question arises, how to preserve our dibba bun food? We can preserve our dibba bun food by the process of canning. So student, not only by controlling temperature or providing temperature to food we can preserve our food, but we can also preserve our food by moisture control. So this is our new topic. What is moisture control? So we will study what is moisture. If moisture means water is removed from food, if moisture is removed from food, the growth of microorganism will stop. So student, we also know that if we remove moisture from the food, if we remove water from food, we will stop the growth of microorganisms. We will inhibit the growth of microorganisms. So this is known as dehydration. So what does dehydration means? What does this dehydration word says? This dehydration word means, De means to remove, hydrous means water or moisture. To remove water or moisture from food is known as moisture control or dehydration. So student, which type of food is preserved by moisture control? So moisture can be controlled by what are the steps or which type of food we can use to preserve our food by moisture control. So the methods are sun drying, heating and smoking. And which type of food we can preserve by this method? The food are spinach, mint leaf and methi leaves are dried in sun, and thus we can preserve our food from harmful microorganisms. So by moisture control, we can also preserve our food. Now student, our third stage to preserve our food is by use of chemical. So by use of chemical, we can also preserve our food. The chemical by which we can preserve our food are sodium benzoate, and second chemical is potassium metabisulfite. So these are two chemicals by which we can preserve our food. So student, not only by moisture control, not by chemicals we can preserve our food, we can also preserve our food by some physical method. So student, we will see what are those physical methods. The first physical method is vacuum packing. So student, what is vacuum packing? By removing oxygen from food is known as vacuum packing. So student, we remove oxygen from food and pack those food to inhibit the growth of microorganisms. So this is known as vacuum packing. Second one is modified atmosphere packing. So what is modified atmosphere packing? In modified atmosphere packing, we use excess of nitrogen gas to reduce oxygen content. So this is modified atmosphere packing. So student, now we are going to read a new topic, that is nitrogen fixation. So what is nitrogen fixation? So you can see on the board the diagram of leguminous plant. So what are leguminous plant? So student, peas, pulses plant are known as leguminous plant. Peas or pulses plant are known as leguminous plant. So student, you can see over here the root of leguminous plant, and here you can also see a spot that is called root nodules of leguminous plant. So student, what happens in root nodules of leguminous plant? There is a special kind of bacteria which we call it rhizobium bacteria. So these rhizobium bacteria have some special features which perform nitrogen fixation. So we will see what it do in nitrogen fixation, how it contribute in nitrogen fixation, which help leguminous plant. So what does this rhizobium bacteria? It absorb nitrogen from atmosphere. It absorb nitrogen from atmosphere and convert it into ammonium ion. The process of converting nitrogen into ammonium ion is known as ammonification. Now, student, what happens after getting converted from nitrogen into ammonium ion? Now, this ammonium ion is getting converted or get converted by rhizobium bacteria from ammonium ion to nitrate and nitrite. The process of converting ammonium ion into nitrate and nitrite is known as nitrification. Now, this ammonification and nitrification collectively known as nitrogen fixation. So student, these nitrate and nitrite are water soluble. So after formation of these nitrate and nitrite, it is get released in the soil. We have known that, we have studied that these nitrate and nitrite are water soluble. So it get dissolved in soil. Later on, when it is absorbed by the root of leguminous plant for its proper growth and to increase the productivity of crops. So this process is known as nitrogen fixation. That's all about your chapter microorganism, friend and foe. Now student, you are in
you are in situation to solve your all question answer, objective type, short answer question, one word question and long answer type of question. So student, there is an information. Very soon unit test is going to be organized by your school, and this unit test will be of objective type of questions. So student, you should focus on those objective type of question to do good in your unit test. That's all.